Hello, welcome back to another tiny tutorial. And in this video, I want to show you how I select subtools and polygroups in a pretty easy way. So we all know that when you have a character or a creature with a lot of different subtools, like this here, for example, I think these are like 50 different kind of subtools, then it is really hard to go here on the subtool palette and search for the right one, right? It is impossible and would waste a lot of time. So it is better when you just have some shortcuts to select your subtools separately. So first I want to turn on the polygroup thing here so we can see the colors. And when you want to select subtools without going here and searching them on the subtool palette, then just click on the keyboard, the Alt button, and leave it there, and then click around on the subtools. And it's pretty easy now to work on these, especially when you have a shortcut for the solo mode. I have it on Q, so when I select one subtool with Alt, and then I can click on the solo mode, and here we go. And I can make everything visible again with clicking on the solo mode button again. Click on another subtool, make it solo mode again, press F if you want to zoom it in, and then you can work on that. So actually selecting all the subtools like that is so much easier, and it saves a lot of time in your whole workflow. Then we are going to the polygroup selections. So I really like having polygroups on my creatures, especially for legs and a tail and horns and ears and something like that, oftentimes for the jaw as well and for the head, to just have it easier when you are sculpting on your creatures. Just have in mind when you have a creature with millions of polygroups here, millions of poly count here, then your computer slows down a little bit when you're working on the whole creature and everything is visible all the time. So it's great to have polygroups. For example, when you are just working on the feet, then you don't need to see the whole body or the tail, right? So it is easier when you just have the feet visible. And to do that, when you have the polygroups on, then you just have to click on the keyboard, the Control and Shift button, and then you get this white circle here instead of the red. And then hold it, and then click on the polygroup. And you can see the other polygroups are hidden. If you want to see the other polygroups again, then just click again the Control and Shift button and go here on the viewport somewhere and click again, and you can see everything. If you, for example, only want to work on the body and tail because you need to be here on this place, but the legs are just hindering you to get a good work done, then you can also click away the legs only. So if you do that with Control and Shift again, you get this white circle, and then you click on the leg, and then you click on the leg a second time, and then on the other leg as well. And now you only have the body and the tail selected, and you can work on here without having the leg around, what is pretty handy. And if you want to have everything again, then just click Control and Shift and click here on the viewport. So this is definitely something I can recommend, working with polygroups all the time. It is so much easier and speed up your workflow a lot. And then we have, like, for example, we're going to this kind of thing. What I often do is when I, for example, want to select only one of these, then you can go in the Gizmo mode. So you have like this axis, and then what you can do is clicking the Control and Shift button again, hold it, and what you can do is just click on one of these polygroups. And you can see that you are masking everything out besides on the polygroup you're selecting. What is pretty handy, because when you just wanna change the direction of this kind of plank, you can just push the Control and Shift button, and then you can only work on that. And then you can, when you just hit the Control button and slide it here on the viewport, then you have everything unmasked. You also can click on one and then click with the Control button on the viewport once, then you can invert the mask as well. So you can work really fast, like I said before, with that. Something I like to do as well is when you want to mask a few parts of it but not everything. So what I normally do is going in the brush mode here, so clicking on any of the brushes, and then I click the Control and Shift button to hide everything, and then I mask it. Clicking Control and Shift again, and then I have these two masks. If I want to do that with the third one as well, clicking Control and Shift, mask it, Control and Shift, and now I have only these three planks selected. And if I just click the invert, like Control and just a click, then I can only work on these without having any effects of the other subtools. So that's actually it. It is so much better when you're using some shortcuts for selecting subtools and polygroups, because it can tremendously speed up your workflow. It takes a little bit of time to get the feeling of the buttons and how you can push them, but it is so easier to use these tricks. So I hope this helps, and we see us in the next video.